Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Invincible Season 2, Episode 7. So for the penultimate episode of the season, this episode not only goes over some long-running plot threads that have been going on for a while, but it mixes both humor and tragedy rather effectively. So it starts with Mark and Amber going to Comic-Con, where Mark has a pretty funny conversation with a comic book artist he's a big fan of. Basically, it's a big meta joke about how long animation takes, the shortcuts animators can take when it comes to making scenes with limited animation, such as covering a person's mouth when they're, so they don't have to animate lip flaps, and to basically make a bunch of wide shots to save on animation for other characters in big crowd scenes. Considering that Invincible has done that quite a few times, and it's mainly so they can focus a lot of their attention on the action scenes, I understand why animators do that. And given that the CGI in the series is much less prominent and much less intrusive than the first season, clearly that sort of thing is working for them. So anyways, after that, Invincible helps out Rexplode with an octopus-themed villain, and the Guardians of the Globe claim that they're going to allow Mark and Amber to have some days off so they can ultimately spend some time together, since Mark's having a problem keeping his relationship together as well as his grades in school. Especially since Carl Winslow ultimately became the dean of this college when he was previously the principal of his high school. That's kind of a neat little idea. But just when things look like they're looking up for Mark, a few things happen. First, Donald realizes that he actually wanted the memories of his previous life erased, and that he's actually been killed several times on the job, but has always been brought back as more machine than man. And he uses this knowledge to actually help out Rick, who's been having suicidal thoughts following his time with DA Sinclair. Sinclair may be working for the good of the world now, but the effects that the incident at the college had on Rick's mind, they're still lingering in his head. So I'm glad Donald was ultimately able to talk him down from, ending it all. But the more important thing is that while Mark's on a date with Amber, another woman shows up to make his life difficult. Anissa, played by Chantal Van Santen. I believe she was in The Flash or something. Anyways, Anissa basically tells him that she wants to test him to see if he's actually going to follow through with his promise with General Craig's ideas of taking over the planet. And since she has to help him take out a kaiju in order to save some people on a cruise ship, she ultimately beats the living crap out of him to get him to actually do what Craig has told him to do. And Mark absolutely refuses to do it. So Anissa has to deliver the bad news to General Craig, and Alan the alien also gets to fight her, and his new body actually allows him to withstand her blows. Even when it looks like she knocks him out, he actually makes it clear that he's not actually knocked out. So he can probably go onto the ship, rescue Nolan, and get out of there. Honestly, that would be probably a good hopeful ending for the season, which Mark's probably going to need, considering that Angstrom Levy has his mother and his little brother hostage. I knew Angstrom would fit into the season somehow, I just didn't know how. And to be honest, after everything that's been built up, Angstrom kind of feels like he's put in there with a bunch of other material, and somehow it doesn't feel rushed in. The series really just takes advantage of almost every scene it's got, and it uses it to not only develop these characters or to deliver some great fight scenes and humor, but it also does so to really make this feel like one grand big story. Like, this is the comic fully realized. And I'm just sad that I'm going to have to wait for more, considering that Season 3 can't come soon enough. So let's see how the finale is next week. See you next time.